All right. So, so let's go slide by slide. So aromatics, so spices in Ayurveda, they have a very special function. Now, what is the function of spices? Is to promote, improve your digestion. And remember in Ayurveda that your digestion or the effect of the particular spice, herb, food, it depends on the taste. So the spices give you a particular taste, and that is the way your body behaves towards it. For example, we have herbs which give a particular effect. So if it is sweet food, if you eat sweet, it increases kapha, it increases your weight, it increases your overall bodily weight. If it is sour, if it is salty, all these three tastes of food, they make your body heavier. They are anabolic. Now, if it is the other three tastes, that it is astringent, pungent, spicy, then what does it do? It reduces your body weight. It is catabolic. So spices, either they have one pure taste or they have a mixed taste. You should have a mixed taste to balance. You cannot have one pure taste. Then it kind of raises one particular dosha. So let's look at the category of spices. So aromatic spices. So aromatic spices are those which shock and relax your muscle tissues. For example, peppermint, they are very relaxing, right? If you take them, thyme, oregano. So the taste is pretty strong, pretty heavy. And what does it do? It relaxes your muscle tissues. It dilates blood vessels. Now, it opens up, it calms your bronchial tubes and reduces colic. So aromatic spices, their aroma, the smell itself relaxes you. So this is one benefit of the spices. That is why it is said, if your food is aromatic, then the digestion will be better. But it should be natural aroma, natural taste. Just like peppermint, oregano. So these are all natural tastes. The next category of spices, we will also look at spices as kapha, pitta, vata. The next category of spices is sharp spices, sharp. So sharp means they are really, they kind of penetrate your body. Okay. So sharp spices, so black pepper, ginger, chili. So what do? They improve circulation. So what happens is they are blood thinners, kind of. The heat, they improve your blood circulation because they do two things. They heat up. So when your body heats up, the circulation improves. At the same time, when the liquidation, when the liquidity of the body increases, or the blood becomes thinner, you also increase circulation. So sharp spices like black pepper, ginger, chili, they increase your circulation, they improve your circulation. So they are very good for kapha imbalance. For those who want to lose weight, for those who want to improve their circulation. But if those who are pitta prakriti, if those who are already prone, already medium body type and are already prone to pitta, heat, and then you take these spices, it makes your body more acidic. So we should, based on the body type, we should have it either mild or heavy, that way. So we have to be very careful in the amount we consume. So spices are always taken in a very moderate quantity, like very less, just to stimulate. You have to remember that. If you take a lot of ginger, a lot of chili, all these things, then they aggravate the dosha very badly. Then they aggravate your, like pitta, for example, they aggravate it very badly. So to balance something, you need to know how much to have the spice. So for example, black pepper, ginger, chili, okay, they are beneficial for those who have sluggish digestion, for those whose digestion is very weak. Okay. Now, they are also aromatic. They also add to taste. They are very beneficial too. But the degree of these sharp spices vary. For example, chili. If you have a little extra, it Vata, Pitta, Kapha, all the three doshas are thrown out of balance because this dominates the whole digestive system. It is very sharp. Now, if you take black pepper or ginger, a little extra, it doesn't harm you so much. Okay. Now, again, this depends on the body type. If you're already acidic, if your body type is already acidic, then it can affect you a lot. But black pepper, ginger are usually good spices, are usually very beneficial spices. So the next category is sweet spices. Okay. Now, sweet spices, they balance in the sense that they help you digest better. For example, cinnamon. Now, cinnamon is slightly sweet, right? But did you know that cinnamon is also heating spice? So therefore, it increases digestion, it improves digestion. So generally, this is the first thing when I learned in diabetes is that the spice tasting and the way they work in your body are totally different. So that is called prabhava. Prabhava means the effect. So very interestingly, these sweet spices, they are very beneficial in improving digestion. For example, ginger is both sweet and pungent. Okay, ginger is both sweet and pungent. Cinnamon is also sweet, but it is slightly pungent. Okay, so then we have nutmeg is also kind of can be pitta. Fennel is very cooling. It's sweet and it's cooling. Okay, and cloves are sweet, but they are very sharp at the same time. So sweet doesn't necessarily mean it is bad for diabetics, for example. So cinnamon is the best to control sugar in the morning. So if you are overweight, if you have even sugar related or overweight related problems, the first thing you could do is take in the morning, you can take cinnamon tea. The Sri Lankan, the Ceylon cinnamon, that's very good. Okay, if you take that cinnamon, like boil it and take the cinnamon tea in the morning, that's very good. Now, the another thing is, if you take too much, now remember, this has a dual effect. Like cinnamon has a dual effect. It is sweet, yet it is also pretty sharp, right? It's pretty aggravating also. So if you have it in moderation. That is why spices are always in moderation. Remember that from start to end, no matter how effective they are, they have to be taken in moderation only. Like one of my friends, so he was taking cinnamon tea, it was helping him, and he thought if I take more, it will help me more. So he started taking a lot of cinnamon tea. He got a little bit of pile kind of problem because it burns, right? So similarly, if you take ginger a little bit, balancing, it's good. But if you take too much, what happens? It burns your mucosal lining. Okay. So everything you have to have in moderation, even if they are beneficial. Okay. Now, for example, fennel is very good for cooling the body. Now, if you take too much fennel, right, it cools the body a lot. You need some cooling. Okay, based on if you are going through a heat bout, then you take a lot on that day. But if you are if you are having moderate heat in your body, then you take a little bit. That's how. Now, cloves is one of the best spice. Cloves is one of the best for all digestive conditions. Why? Because cloves heal the mouth. Okay, for any kind of tooth, issues, if you have severe issues with the bad cavities in the tooth, the best way to control them is to have cloves regularly. After you brush, if you use clove oil, they are even more beneficial. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So you said like for the cinnamon tea, but in moderation, would that mean that you don't drink the tea every day?
No, you do it every day,
Okay.
but you don't do it like 3 to 4 times a day.
Okay.
So you can have it like twice a day. It's good. Not what I suggest after the cinnamon tea, the first thing in the morning, you can have like the chia lemonade or something. That balances out the heat of the cinnamon. Okay. Or you have just some water extra. Okay.
Yep.
So in that way, the heat of the cinnamon, the aggravating part, doesn't affect you as much.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. That's a good question. Yeah. So you have it every day, but you have it in moderation. Okay. Root spices. Okay. Now, turmeric, hing, onion, garlic, they are all root spices. They are less pungent. Now, turmeric is one of the best spices which balances all the 3 doshas. Okay. Turmeric balances all the 3 doshas, kapha, pitta, vata. But too much turmeric is not good also. So turmeric is very beneficial because it actually kills a lot of bad bacteria. It cleanses your body. It balances kapha also. So for example, if you want to have milk, but if milk gives you mucus at night when you have milk, many of us have milk at night. At that time, the adding turmeric, right? You can add a little bit of maple syrup. You can add a little bit of turmeric and ghee, and that will balance out the mucus effect of the milk. Now, turmeric can be used in most healing cooking just even during the detox, during the Kriya Khichdi, right? Once you do the vomiting or do the Ayurvedic cleansing, turmeric is very, very beneficial because you can add it even during a cleanse, even after a cleanse, you can use it for regular cooking. It has so many benefits. Okay. So turmeric is very balancing. Now, hing. Now, hing is very good in the sense that it reduces gas. So there is a Ayurvedic mix called as Hingvashtaka Churna. It's called Hingvashtaka Churna. Now, Hingvashtaka Churna, for those who have gas problems, gaseous problems, then Hingvashtaka Churna is very, very good. So Hingvashtaka Churna is very beneficial. So Hingvashtaka Churna reduces gas. So for those who have, like after you eat food, you get a lot of gas. So then for those people, adding hing is very good. And you can add a little bit of Hingvashtaka Churna also into your food. Or you can take the Hingvashtaka Churna later on in a hot cup of water. Just add a tiny pinch and you can drink it. So hing is pretty balancing for vata. Okay. So those who have gas related problems, so hing kind of helps in digestion and throwing the gas out. Okay, it's very beneficial. Now, onion and garlic are not for regular use. Okay. Onion and garlic should not be used for regular use. They should be used only for proper health issues, because in Ayurveda, mental health is also very important. So these are aphrodisiacs, means the more you take them on a regular basis, they increase your body heat. Okay, so they are pretty heat inducing. Okay, although onions do help in digestion and they are very in the sense they have a sharp taste, but generally people use it for all kinds of preparations. It's pretty common. But if you use them regularly, it increases the heat of the body. So once in a while, if you have any kind of bacterial problems, digestive issues, then you can use onion. Now, garlic is very good for those who have very high cholesterol. So garlic tablets you can use, or you can use garlic in the food itself as a spice, but you have to kind of saute the garlic. So that's only if you, Ayurveda advises use them only if you have issues, but don't use it for general usage because they are tamasic, because they are aphrodisiac. So in general, Ayurveda is concerned about your mind, your mental health, to keep your mind cool and healthy. Okay. So using garlic in terms of garlic oil, the best benefit of garlic is the garlic oil, which you can use in your ears. So whenever you have any kind of in the ears, wax, infections, even inside like the ears, even in your body, if you have any of these, so you can use a little bit of garlic oil. It's very beneficial. So that way, onion and garlic are very beneficial. There is nothing better for the ears than garlic oil, actually. It's so beneficial. All right. Now, cooking with spices. Now, spices, the best part about spices is that the spice, a little bit of spice, it spreads very well when you mix them with water or oil, but oil takes them everywhere. So usually spices are added at the very end because you don't cook them too much, right? It's the very end. Some have to be done in the beginning, like literally when you steam them. like in the beginning, when you add oil and some of the spices, then everything is stir fried in them. But in the end, when you're adding some spices, mixes in the end. So in the beginning, some things like aniseed or bay leaves, so they are all kind of, in the beginning, you can saute. So that releases the taste, right? The taste is what matters. They are so fine. Spices means they are so fine that the taste is very strong. They are fine and very strong, and they can release it. Like a little bit of spice can affect the whole pot. They are so densely packed in the taste and their benefits. So it spreads throughout and increases the flavor. So what does flavoring do? It increases the absorption of food. Okay. So just like aromatic spices, they relax your body. Okay. So when you add some of these oregano and all that, even when you eat, they relax you, they make you feel happier. So similarly, many of us love ginger. So when you taste ginger, it improves your digestive juices right in the mouth. Okay. Like the taste immediately, it makes the mouth release the digestive juice and make you want for more. So that is the whole point here. Okay. So if you look at these spices, they are in the Ayurveda, the 6 tastes, they are meant to induce you to eat more, eat well. Okay. So one of the things that we have, which we should not use much, is called garam masala, where you just put a lot of spices and just mix it. I have seen that all those ingredients, when you add individually, they have a different effect than when you put it all together without understanding what needs to go with what kind of spice and just mix it. Okay, that produces a very heating combination. So you should not mix too many spices. So this garam masala powder that you get in these Indian stores, they are very heating to the body. They can produce a lot of ama. So you have to mix the spices in the right way. And if you do not mix the spices in the right way, your digestion will definitely be affected. We cannot eat bland for a long time. We need to eat that which is healthy, right? And that depends on a good taste and good taste. So that is why imagine the whole colonization of India and all these was for the spices. People used to come to India, South America, maybe many other places for spices because they are taste. So taste is what improves your overall digestion. Now, let's go to some of the balancing spices. So their effect on the doshas. Okay. Now, that which is very beneficial to everyone, fennel seeds, saffron, cilantro, they don't aggravate any dosha. So that is why at night, in fact, saffron promotes digestion, right? Fennel seeds cool, detox your body. Cilantro is one of the most detoxing, I would say, cilantro seeds are also very, very detoxing, very beneficial. And they do not aggravate any dosha, even if you take a little bit extra. Okay. So saffron, anyway, we can't take too much of it. It's very aromatic. So they are dosha balancing. Okay. Now, let's do, so for vata. Now, for those who are vata prakriti, so vata prakriti means those who are very, so those who are vata prakriti, those who are very lean, so to speak. Okay. So if you are very lean, your body needs to be warm. One of the qualities of lean people, of vata people, is that they are very cold. So you need to heat up your body. You need to improve the heat, improve the digestion, right? When you are cold, your circulation is affected, your vata, you become dry, right? So heating spices are very beneficial. So this is for vata and kapha body. Okay, that which works for vata also works for kapha in many ways. Okay, so for example, ginger. Now ginger is heating. Now whom is it beneficial for vata? Because vata body is cold, kapha body is cold. So if you are too much kapha, like you have a overweight, you have a large body, or you are too lean, okay, both of them have problems with body being cold. Okay, so then ginger is very beneficial. If you are a medium body type, pitta, okay, if you are pitta, if you are a medium body type, then ginger should be in moderation, very less, because ginger increases your heat a lot. For those who are suffering with acidity, all that, ginger, no. Nutmeg, no. Okay. So cardamom. So cardamom is also heating. So cardamom is also very digestive, very heating. Okay. So are dill, rosehip, oregano, licorice. Licorice is very good. Okay. Now we mostly consume in general like anise, aniseed, very good, right? Ginger, cardamom, lavender. Okay, it's very good for, so lavender tea, for example. So many of these can be taken as a tea, lavender tea. Nobody takes anise tea. But rose tea is very cooling. Now, the rose hip is different. So rose hip is very beneficial for vata. Ginger tea, right? You can use in cooking, you can use in tea. Okay. And oregano is very good for like flavoring in the end, right? Arnica, dill also come under the same category. So for example, the dill pickles. So they are good for vata, kapha, both. So vata especially. Okay. All right. Any questions on this?
Prabhuji, Hariri, one question.
Uh-huh.
Prabhuji, as far as quantity is concerned, you just mentioned about cinnamon tea, for example, take 2 times a day. So as far as quantity is concerned, should it be 1 teaspoon per day or 2 teaspoon? Does it matter?
You're talking about the cinnamon tea.
For a cinnamon tea, or even for ginger, for turmeric, for example, the one in a powder form, or even garam masala. You speak too much garam masala is not good. That's why I'm asking.
Right. So spices, the quantity is, that's why they are spices, because their quantity is very less, right? So for example, for making the tea, right? For making the cinnamon tea, you need 1 stick. Okay, you don't use powder for the tea. It kind of gets stuck in your throat. Okay, so you use the cinnamon stick, the Ceylon cinnamon stick. Okay, now ginger also, you kind of smash it and use the residue and then filter it out. Okay, so never take the whole. One of the things that I've noticed is when you powder the spice, like some of the things, or if it has to mix well, it should not get stuck. So spice in itself you cannot take. Okay, you cannot yourself take like little cinnamon or something. It should be well dissolved. Okay, so similarly when cooking, it should be well mixed with the food. Okay, it should not have too much debris, like too much powder. Like it should be well mixed with the food. Now when you talk about quantity, when you add into the food, okay, So for one whole meal, if you talk about a one whole meal, the spices should be about a spoon. Okay. So for example, if you are cooking a whole pot, one pot of khichdi or spicings, khichdi or say spicy rice or biryani rice or something like that, your spices should not be more than 1 or 1.5 spoons. Okay. If you add too much spice, when the spice dominates, you get aggravation. Spices, the taste should not exceed, like it should not overwhelm. Okay. Now, what is happening with today's foods is too much outside additives, and the taste overwhelms the actual quality of food. You have to also taste that essence of that food also. If you add too much spice, the spice mix, then what happens? The spice dominates the taste and it covers your stomach lining. Whereas you want a healthy mix of the food and the spice to go in to give you a healthy mix in the stomach. The spice should not cover the mucosal layer. The spice should cover the food only, and then you should be able to taste both. Teaspoons or tablespoons. So it is teaspoon. Okay. For one meal. Okay. So if you add too much spicing, what happens? You won't get the effect right then and there. Like for example, if you keep taking too much ginger all the time, then after some time, it becomes aggravated. Okay. It doesn't aggravate immediately. But then your body gets saturated because the amount of ginger in your food, in your bloodstream, in your entire intestinal lining, they keep on building up. So that is what is called aggravation. Aggravation means it keeps on building up over a period of time. Okay. And then, so if you don't balance it out, so after their job is done, they should be flushed out also. So if you have too much, they keep sitting in your system. Okay, you have to flush it out also. It's only to balance that meal and then it's gone. Okay, all right. Now, so this was the Vata balancing. Next, we will look at the Pitta balancing. So for Pitta balancing, for example, like Brahmi ghee, our Brahmi ghee is one of the best Pitta balancing, harmonizing, cooling spices. For those who are hot, you need cooling. Coriander, cumin, turmeric. Okay, now turmeric should be moderation for Pitta. Lime, lemon. So the thing is, lime is acidic, but once it goes into your belly, it becomes alkaline. Okay. Lemon balm, mint, parsley, saffron, licorice. So if you see, licorice is beneficial for both Vata and Pitta. Okay. Now coriander, you see, again, it's very beneficial for both. So coriander, so actually there is a tea called coriander cumin fennel tea. So you can boil coriander, cumin, fennel in equal proportions, and that mix you can boil, and it's very beneficial for balancing all the three doshas. It's very beneficial. Okay. Taking lime with your meal is very beneficial because lime, although is acidic, now some people have a reactivity. I've noticed some people had issues with lime. Okay, then avoid lime. But if you can, taking lime on a daily basis is very, very beneficial. Okay. You can also take the lemon balm tea. It's very good. That's very good for Pitta because it throws out the excess acidity. Now the coriander, cumin, fennel tea that I told you is very good for Pitta and Vata. So you boil the tea, you can take it hot or you can take it cool down. What it does is it keeps on throwing out acidity collected in your body, acids collected in your body. Parsley is also very cooling. Saffron is very healing. Mint is very cooling. Mint is like anybody can use mint. It's very good. Licorice. Okay, so this is for Pitta balancing spices. Can we substitute lemon for lime? Yes, you can. So you can definitely substitute lemon for lime. They have slightly contrasting effects, but in general, it gives you more or less the same type of effects. Basically, it becomes alkaline. The taste is a little different, the way it tastes in your body. Now, kapha. Those who have kapha imbalance, okay? So you can take these spices, okay? Now, other day the very interesting thing was horseradish, right? So I was trying to find out the history of like the food available in the market, and one of the things is 95% of the wasabi that you get, wasabi, right? That wasabi that kind of it really gets to your brain. So 95% of wasabi in the market is not wasabi. It's made from horseradish. So you can look it up. Wasabi made from horseradish, because actual wasabi is 10 times more expensive. So whatever wasabi you are seeing in the market everywhere, it's all basically, what do you call it? made from horseradish, because it is also kind of sharp. Okay, horseradish is pretty sharp. Garlic is pretty sharp. Okay. So these are good for kapha. Wait, kapha means basically if you have a bulky body, fat, too much cholesterol, too much of fat mass in the body, not muscle mass. Okay. So if you have too much fat mass, too much mucus in the body, then the kapha herbs are beneficial. Now you can see ginger kind of helps in all the three, but ginger, it depends on how much, what do you call it? It depends on each dosha. So for kapha, you should not use, you can use the max. Okay, for those who have kapha, those who have a cold body, those who have a bulky body, those who have fat, those who have digestive issues, those who are overweight, then ginger is very good. Okay, fresh ginger. Now, many a times fresh ginger can cause a little bit of sharpness in your stomach. So what you can do is you can use ginger powder. Okay, you can use ginger powder also, dry ginger powder. It's very beneficial. Okay. Now, mint is again beneficial for both pitta and kapha. Nutmeg is very beneficial for kapha to lose weight. Okay, mustard is heating. So if you see, these are all mostly heating. So for vata and kapha, heating herbs benefit. Okay, pepper, rosemary, juniper, chili, basil, cloves. So these are all very beneficial. Turmeric is beneficial for all basically. But remember, heating spices for kapha, cooling spices for pitta, and balanced spices for vata. Vata, you need heating, but you need at the same time like air balancing. Okay, that is why hing. Remember, hing is the most beneficial for vata. For people who have gas, those who are very lean, those who are prone to gaseous, when you eat gas, when you eat food, you get gassy. Then Hingvashtaka Churna is very, very beneficial. Now for kapha, pepper, trikatu is the best. Okay, so that is why we have the trikatu ghee that helps kapha. So our ghee actually is helping a lot of people lose weight, because the ghee itself has the trikatu, right? The three sharp herbs, that is ginger, black pepper, and long pepper, piper longum. Now, the long pepper is generally not used in day-to-day use, but as a special kapha balancing, it's used in mixes, like in the trikatu mix. So that is why the ghee that we make is highly digestive, highly beneficial. Okay. All right. Any questions on this before we go ahead?
Yes, Prabhuji. What is long pepper?
So the so if you know pepper, there is black pepper, we know.
Yeah.
And black pepper um, is generally what is used. Long pepper is not is generally not used for general digestive purposes. It is called pippali. Okay, the Sanskrit word for it is pippali, and it is actually long. The fruit, it's the flower, it's like a vine, then there is like the long fruit. Okay, so it is a little bit sweeter, and it is used mostly for medicinal purposes. Okay, and I have
Okay.
seen, what is it?
Okay. I get. So you have to get it specially somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, you have to order it, like you can get it. Mostly these things are only available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is a little bit more sweeter. But because black pepper gives you the what you need, so people generally don't use, but for medicinal use, it's better. So we use it for making our ghee, the Trikatu ghee, the fat loss ghee. So in that ghee, this is one of the ingredients. So we get the dried pippali itself, and we make the powder, and then we use it. You get the powder also of the pippali. Okay. All right. So the other day I was in a Ayurveda, like a research session, and so pippali best for kapha, and brahmi best for pitta, ashwagandha best for vata. Okay. Now here are some foods that aggravates, like when you have a little bit in excess. So red chilies and jalapenos, they aggravate all the three doshas. Okay. So when you have in excess, so that is why one of the things you have to minimize, like you can take it a little, but not too much. So red chilies, jalapenos, they aggravate all the three doshas. Now for vata control, okay, for those who have gas, indigestion, black salt, right? Water with black salt is very beneficial. You can also have the curd, the light curd with black salt. Okay, that's very good. So black salt is very good to reduce vata. Mineral salt, Celtic salt is very good. Okay, chives and nutmeg. So these are very good for vata, but nutmeg is not good for pitta. And vata pitta. Okay, pomegranate, molasses, poppy seeds. So basically, if you have diarrhea, what do? You take pomegranate juice because it controls both vata and pitta. Okay, so pomegranate is handy if you have pitta aggravation. So whenever you travel, if you get diarrhea, if you get heat and all these things, so then you just drink the pomegranate juice or take molasses. Molasses are also very beneficial. And so are poppy seeds. Now, poppy seeds, I don't know. One guy was jailed in the UAE for carrying poppy seeds. So I guess you can't carry poppy seeds. It may not be acceptable in some places. But poppy seeds are generally used in the cooking because it balances both pitta and vata. Now, here are general herbs that reduce vata kapha. Okay, vata and kapha. So basically kind of heating herbs like mustard powder mustard seed, orange zest tea, like the peel of orange. So that's both good, both for Vata and Kapha. Oregano, paprika, you can see these are all a little heating. Turmeric root, fresh, vanilla extract, anise, basil, cinnamon, cloves, right? So cumin, curry leaves, curry powder. So these are all Vata Kapha. All right. And red pepper flakes, but again in very small quantities. Okay. Now, those which balance Pitta and Kapha. Okay. Chamomile, very good for sleep at night, because at night you need to calm down the body, slow down the body. So chamomile tea is one of the best. Now in India, in coffee, you have half coffee and half shikari. So shikari is very good for Pitta Kapha, balancing Pitta Kapha. It's very good for the body. It's very beneficial. So chicory root is very beneficial. Our ashwagandha latte has this. Coriander seeds are one of the best to balance Pitta, to balance the heat and also aggravation in the body, and mint. Okay. Now, to reduce Kapha, okay, lemongrass, safflower, sage, lemon zest, green tea, celery seed, carob. So these all reduce Kapha. These all reduce excess mucus in the body. Okay. All right. Now I just want to show you very quickly our new spice balance mix. So we have come up with a new spice. So this is our web. So this is our website. So, we, after a lot of research, we came up with the 2 spice mixes, and we can see the ingredients. So one is Vata and Kapha balancing. So if you have description, okay. So if you look at this, for example, this Vata and Kapha balancing powder. So if you look at the ingredients, okay. So if you look at the ingredients, coriander, cumin, turmeric, cloves, star anise flower, nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, peppercorns, okay. So you can see for Vata, so they balance the gas, the movement, and the Kapha, the heat, okay. So this is, we are hoping to do a big launch, but now we are selling it on a small scale. But from all the presentation, if you see, so what matters here in the taste is the proportion of each of these herbs. When the herbs are well balanced, okay. So if the herbs, you add the right quantity, the balanced quantity, and that's what is our business secret for this herb, right? So she kind of worked on the balancing quantity, and we got for the Vata Kapha. So basically, if you see, I was telling you that Vata and Kapha, what do they share in common is that Vata is cold and Kapha is also cold. Vata is, only thing is Vata is dry, Kapha is wet, but even Kapha can get dry when it is imbalanced. And that's what causes the problems. So you need something heating, moving, and balancing. So that's where this combination helps us. Okay. And then if you look at the other one, the Pitta balancing. So Pitta balancing is Pitta pacifying, means it heals the so you can see that for Pitta balancing, we can use coriander, cumin, turmeric, cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, peppercorns. But again, what matters is the amount, the how you put it together, okay, so that it balances the pitta. For example, for pitta, we need more of coriander, okay. Um, we need more of cumin, turmeric, less of, for example, nutmeg, like that. So we came up with this mix, and we are hoping to launch it in a couple of. Already we have many of our devotee friends have tried, and the benefits are there. There is a lot of balancing of this bodily. What do you call it? You can see the kapha pitta balancing and everything. We can see the effects after testing it over a few months. We came up with this mix. But anyway, even in all spice mixes that you do, okay, don't just mix randomly. Even if you are making your fresh spice, mix it in a proper proportion. Okay, it has to be mixed in a proper proportion, and it needs to be balanced. Okay, if you mix everything without understanding the balance of taste, if without understanding the effect on the body, so that is called a prabhava. So it can mess up the digestion. So that is why be very careful when you use these spices. Use the right curry powder mix. Okay, most curry powders that you get in the market, they are all heating. They just heat up your body. And all you have to do, like the curry powder that we made, for example, you can just sprinkle it very light. And the best part is, even if you add a little bit heavy, it doesn't imbalance you, because it's a balanced mix. It will still balance it out. Okay, so we made it in such a way that even if you use it a little bit extra, so you can add it in the middle or the end of the cooking. You just have to mix it, because it has to just stick. So it's very easy to use also in the end. So that is the whole there. So I will have a few more presentations. One more thing I want to share with you. So I was so our where is the Mudra book is under final design, my new Mudra book. It's come out. I'm very happy with the design. It's that. So this was the book I had sent him with all the different mudras. So mudras for, I have shown this before. So mudras for elements, kapha, pitta, vata. Then you have mudras for pranic airs, chakras, and with very high quality pictures, meditation, and Buddha mudras. So after the Buddha mudras, we had Hatha Yoga mudras, and pranayama mudras, Gayatri mudras, puja mudras, deity worship mudras, balancing mudras, detox and digestive mudras. So this is coming out really well. And I had done one seminar, if some of you remember before, on nutrition in your daily diet, protein and nutrition. So while finishing up this, the book, the Ayur Yoga Synergy. So just hopefully I'll finish it in a couple of days, because I'm just doing the final editing. So in this book now, I have added. Yesterday I was, after so much research, the concept of vitamin and dhatu poshana, improving your whole body energy in the body, like how you can obtain all your body's energy needs. So rasa, that is your digested fluid, then you have rakta, blood, then you have muscle, right? How do you get all of that? So the medas, the fat, what does it do in the body? Bones. So what is the function of the bone? Which foods give you bones? in the body, majja, the bone marrow, how they are cultivated, how you can strengthen them, semen, all these things. So so this came out really good. For example, rasa. So in your body when you eat, so you just I wanted to give like a 5-minute talk on this. It came out so good. I was so happy. That rasa. So once you eat something, the first 5 days that food in your body will circulate as rasa. Okay. So that is basically your glucose, your juice. So that is for that you need a lot of good juices, digestive juices morning. So that is why the chia lemonade is one of the best for dhatu poshana. You can have plenty of coconut water, all these things, electrolytes. Then you have rakta, blood. So blood you can nourish, okay, with the ghee. See, best part is ghee nourishes all the levels. So does electrolytes. For example, milk nourishes all the levels. They are some of the great foods. So then you have herbs like guduchi, which improve your blood. There is lotus pollen. It's very good. So they improve the blood. Mussels. So mussels are again ghee, milk, lentils, quinoa, sprouts, honey. They are all very good for muscles. So Ayurveda does give you the very deep concept of all these with the herbs and foods that you can nourish the whole body. Now, adipose tissue, your fat. Now, ashwagandha, ghee, soaked almonds, ghee, then walnuts, butter. So these are all beneficial for improving the good fat, adipose tissue. Then for bones, you need calcium, right? So bones, you need milk, plenty of milk. Then vitamin D. This is very interesting. So bone health also depends on quantity of the vitamin D in your body. So, and majja. So majja is the bone marrow, right? You need strength. So for that, for bone marrow and the semen, the last two, you will need plenty of milk, barley, red rice, and you can see that they benefit you a lot. Okay. So anyway, so this one I will do a separate seminar, but overall this was this book. Hopefully by today, tomorrow, all the other parts I'll put together, but it has come out really well. Okay. All right. So any questions, comments before we end?
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Mhm.
How does this come into play with like stuff related to ghee or milk or cheese when you're vegan?
In Ayurvedic complete diet,
Yeah.
like for example, ghee is one of the most important foods that nourish the body. Okay. And like this book is on how I reversed my diabetes. And it was a tough research actually I did. Is veganism beneficial and all that? Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed in vegans, in long-term vegans, is that there is a lot of deficiencies causing allergies in the long run. Okay. In the short run, what happens is your deficiencies that you have, it'll show up in 10 years or so. Okay. It won't affect you immediately. Now, you need a lot of these vitamins. You need a lot of these proteins, right? You need essential proteins, essential fats. Okay. Essential proteins, essential fats. And then you need to cover all your vitamins. You need to cover all your trace minerals. Now in Ayurveda, very interestingly, what I found, Ayurveda, it says that there should be some animal product. Now in Ayurveda, some animal product means actually from the cow. Now vegetarians if you classify not vegan but vegetarian, so you use milk, cheese, yogurt, all these things, right? Now
Yeah.
they are considered essential in Ayurveda. So that is why every house had a cow before. Now for those who are not vegetarians, those who eat meat, for example, so they take the muscle of the cow. But Prabhupada explains very clearly that you can have the same benefits by the blood of the cow converts into the milk. Okay. Now the only question about veganism today is about the ethical, being ethical. Whether it should do it or not. Now for me, my answer in this case is, should we have that ghee or not? One of the things is Prabhupada, when he came to America, he knew the situation. He made ghee with the butter, right? And then he cooked everything. And the same dairy situation is there even today. Now, in my case, I went on a 1 year ghee diet, and that is what reversed my entire diabetes. Okay, even my belly fat went away with the ghee, and that's what we make and sell now. And a lot of people whom I am giving treatment to, their ghee has changed their health situation completely. Many of their diabetes has come pretty good. People are getting good digestion, right? So in terms of health, we should see overall what is beneficial as per Ayurveda. So in Ayurveda, even meat eating is allowed under emergency. For example, those who have debilitating bone issues, for example, your liver is about to die. Okay. So even there it says have the liver, right? It says that. So it's still that's what amazed me, that Ayurveda gives you kind of whenever you need it. Although we want to be vegetarian, all these things, but the Ayurveda gives you that you have to take this to benefit in emergencies. But the milk and ghee are something which is a part of the divine food. Okay, its ghee is like the biggest cause of, like I'm finishing my final semester of PhD, and the interesting thing that I found in my paper, why 45% of America is diabetic. You know the main reason is seed oils. The seed oils that people use, it is burning the liver. It is heating up the liver. It is making the liver weak. And that is why people get all types of health issues. So that is why among the oils, coconut oil, and among all the other things for cooking, ghee is considered the safest and the best. In fact, healthy ghee, cultured ghee reverses liver fat, belly fat, even liver fat. Even for most of my clients for various health issues, I give them the medicated ghee and it has helped. So I would say that the concept, of course, this is a new concept. It's a modern concept. The foundational principles are different. It is based on the modern day situation, not studying the earth as a whole. So it has some benefits. Plant-based diet is very beneficial, but Ayurveda is universal. So the dairy is an essential part of Ayurveda, if not meat, but dairy. So that's why, for example, milk has a protein score of 1. If you see Sukadeva Goswami, he used to take milk only. In fact, in India, there is a class of sadhus. They are called Darduri, Dugdha Darduris. And they take only milk and ghee. That's it. That's it. They don't take any other food. And that's how they are able to do advanced yoga practices. And even when I was doing pranayam, for a month, I was only taking milk and ghee. So it has so much benefit. I am not, that's why when you look at the wholesome diet, that's where I find that the vegan diet can be a little, you can lose out on a little bit of healthy fats and some nutrition. So therefore, we don't want that to happen. So you have to kind of balance it out. Okay. So this is the only, this is something I would say, because it's more not based on a dietetic plan. It's more out of like a movement, more out of a principle that veganism is there. And that's why it doesn't cover all aspects of nutrition. The other thing that I saw with veganism is also the corporatization, which is an unfortunate thing. Instead of actually helping people, even vegan people, eat healthy, they come up with these Beyond Burgers and all that. They are very unhealthy because they are cooked about 7 times. And in the end, the nutrition value is very low. Any processed food is very low, but the soy and all this meat, which is like factory made, so somehow that movement, instead of every movement that grows, it keeps addressing or improving upon the drawback or what is lacking. But unfortunately here the corporates are kind of taking advantage of this vegan movement and kind of trying to sell ready to eat vegan products, which is not really healthy. So that is one of the things that is happening. So it's kind of, we have to see. And in this nutrition table that I have provided everything that gives you. So this is the Ayurvedic. The other day I did a seminar on all the vitamin A, B, C, D, everything. And in that I have included all the foods, and many of them many of those fats that you need, they actually come from the butter and ghee and things like that. So replacing them is not so easy, although there is nut butter and all things like that, but it's not as good as the ghee. Yeah, that's what I would say. Did I answer, Mataji?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
One more question. I wanted to know, are you going to be running your, you know how you do the 10-day or 12-day or 30-day fast?
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be coming up again soon?
Yeah, in 2 days. We have few starting. Yeah. If you are interested.